So free agency is a week away, and we've talked a little bit about this. The Commanders have 28 free agents of their own that they may or may not want to retain.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these guys
Big list.
were integral parts of the team this season as they made it all the way to the NFC Championship game. And I was thinking about this last night. If you had to rate them in terms of importance, and I want to go around the room, we can go through top 5 or 6 guys only in terms of how important it is for them to retain them. Now, we don't know other teams are going to swoop in and offer big money. We don't know any of that.
But
if
talking
you
about
just
simply our guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that of course would impact your decision. If you're a GM and somebody offers Bobby Wagner $20 million, I know that's not going to happen.
Right.
You'd be like, well,
nice knowing you.
Yeah, see you later.
Next stop.
But so let's start with him. Bobby Wagner, for a lot of people, they say he's the heart and soul of that defense, leader. Obviously had a relationship with Coach Quinn before. 34 years old. He still made I think alternate for Pro Bowl, right? So he still had a good season, but when you watch him, EB likes to talk about it. Guy only kind of tackles in a little box.
Yeah.
He's not going side to side.
Right. He's got a little closet that he works in. But
That said,
he's effective in that closet.
that said, he's a team leader. And here's the thing that's shocking. He played 99% of the snaps.
Yeah. He's in there all
He
the
was in
time.
there every snap.
To me, I'm gonna say he's an 8 out of 10 in terms of importance.
I also have Wagner as an 8. He's just such a culture resetter for them.
I'm going to say
in the
6
locker room
because I think they need to get younger and more athletic at that position. But he is good for the locker room.
I think they can do that. They can still keep him, but they could draft a young guy to kind of learn the ropes from Bobby Wagner.
He can maybe play 75% of the snaps.
I don't think you'd want him playing 99%.
No, probably not at 34.
I'd say 8 out of 10 is fine.
You're an 8 out of 10?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who's a 10 out of 10 for me. You guys will mock me.
Well, I'll go through each of the guys. You want to jump ahead? Sure.
Just one. Tress Way.
I would have said
he's
10.
a 10 out of 10. He's just a stud.
I have him as a 5 just because I devalue Punter.
He's one of the best in the league.
He's one of the best. Big time
holder.
I
the way I
agree.
look at him is I just feel like he's automatically going to be re-signed. Like they're going to look at whatever it costs to re-sign him.
I agree.
They're going to say, well, he's a stud. He's a Pro Bowler. We're going to sign him. But, I mean, I don't think re-signing him's a 10 out of 10. He's a punter.
No,
Okay,
I'm kind of with you, Cakes.
that important.
I'm going 5.
Punters aren't as important as other positions.
10. He's a 10 out of 10. He's a
but he's not going to cost you. He's not going to cost you a lot of money.
If you don't have him, all of a sudden you're going to be a minus in that category. That position now is going to be questionable.
Jason, what'd you rank it?
Who?
Until
I wasn't even going to bring up Tress.
10.
10 out of 10.
Wow, 2 10s.
Unless until proven otherwise, it'd be a big question.
He's one of the
mark.
best in the league.
So you think he's the most important guy? Well, we haven't gone through all of the guys.
That way.
The most important free agent for them to bring back?
No,
That's not how I'm ranking.
That's not how I'm ranking it.
I'm just saying if I'm ranking him 1 to 10, 10, I want him back. Yes, I'm going to give him a 10.
I think you're going to want a lot of these guys back.
No, not necessarily.
All right, so let's get to Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz this year, 66 catches, 654 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Kind of like Bobby Wagner, leader, veteran. Yeah. Seems like everybody likes him in the locker room.
Who'd you say?
Zach Ertz.
I've got him as a 9.
You have him as a 9.
Because you don't know what you're going to get from Ben Sinnott. He's a gigantic question mark. And Ertz is a reliable red zone weapon, over the middle weapon. Now, again, he's not spry. He's not going to run for 30 yards after he catches the ball, but he's dependable. And Jaden Daniels looks his way. He's a 9, in my opinion.
I think
he's way more important than Tress Way.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. But I think you could get similar production from other guys.
Like who?
The thing is, the trust
either
is there.
a free agent or you hope that Sinnott develops into what you thought he would. We just didn't see him get on the field. So I have Zach Ertz, like him and everything, but I have him at a 6, just slightly above.
I mean, if they have
Ertz.
faith that Sinnott can go out and catch 50 balls and 5 or 6 touchdowns, then Ertz becomes expendable.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if they thought that, you would have seen a little more of it in his rookie year.
I think Cakes is right. He's a 9. He's a safety valve. Jaden trusts him completely. He pretty much catches everything thrown his way. Team leader.
And you don't need to give him 3 or 4 years. Give him a year or 2 extension.
I got him as a 6 as well.
He only played.
I need to get younger and more athletic.
I think
at that
you could
position.
do that too. Same thing you do with Bobby Wagner. You just don't play him as much. He only played 66% of the snaps.
But Sinnott is a big question mark.
Yeah.
I don't
Now,
think
maybe
he's done anything bad. I just don't think he got.
No,
a
you
lot
just
of
expected
opportunity.
more out of him in his rookie year.
You just haven't had, he hasn't had the opportunity maybe.
When you
Right.
draft a guy in the second round, you expect a lot more than what he gave you.
They didn't expect Ertz to do what he did, so that offset it.
I think they just had Ertz out there because they knew Sinnott couldn't do what Ertz was doing.
Well, I think because Ertz is better, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think it means it's Sinnott. They're right.
I'm not saying they're giving up on him.
Yeah.
I just think that this is a big year
Has
for him.
Sinnott done anything where you go, oh, well, this guy can't play? I haven't seen that.
No, we really haven't seen anything from him.
Yeah.
I,
I've seen a
I think
few
it's hard to
moments.
formulate an opinion.
No, but I think there's a reason he wasn't out there as much as Ertz.
All right, so let's move to the defense. Jeremy Chin.
Well, you're not
100
even going to do Diami?
I will do. Just
All right.
chill.
All right.
Diami's low on the list, though. Especially after they
Well, you
just
said
got.
you were going to defense. I felt like you were giving up on offense.
I have one other offensive player, but
All right,
I think
all
we
right.
should talk about Jeremy Chin. 117 tackles.
Mm.
Seven.
How
He
old
was
is-
good, but like I don't stress safety that much. I think he's like a 6. 6 out of 10.
7.
I think he's pretty good. I'm going to go 8 on Jeremy Chin.
He's 27 years old, Jason.
He's young and he played a lot better in the second half, I thought, than in the first half.
Cakes,
I'll
what did
go
you give him?
6.
I gave him a 6.
Yeah, I'm at a 7. I think he's pretty important. I don't think he's as important as Bobby Wagner.
Yeah.
I think of the defensive guys, and I'll bring up another one now. Dante Fowler Jr. So he led them in sacks, 10.5 sacks.
Yeah.
His deal last year was 1 year, $3.5 million.
Oh,
So he's going to want a lot more than
he's
that.
going to get a fat raise. He's a 10.
Fowler's
he's a 10 out of 10.
to you.
You need pass rush in this league. It's about getting to the quarterback. He's one of the few guys on the roster that's shown the propensity to be able to do that.
Yeah, and
He's a 10 out of 10.
He's not that old. I thought he was a little older than 30.
He's just bounced. He's bounced around.
I'm not
right?
giving him a 10 because I think they're going to go on the draft and get somebody younger. So I'll give him a 6.
I think I'm in
say-
between you and Cakes.
Yeah.
I'll give it an 8, which is what I gave Bobby Wagner. I want him, but I'm not desperate to have him back.
Mm-mm.
Well,
Yeah, but if you
you
don't
know
have
what?
him back, what are you going to
Go
replace
find a
him
guy
with?
in the market that's just walking the street that is capable of giving you double-digit sacks.
Cakes, you're not at all worried that he completely fell off. First off, terrible in the run game, so
Yeah.
he's a liability there. He had 2 sacks in the final 10 games. He piled up a bunch of sacks early in the season. The guy's been on 100 teams in his career. Dante Fowler can walk away.
I'm impressed
no
by
problem.
double-digit sacks.
Cakes, he piled them up early. He did
Sorry.
literally nothing in the second half of the season.
He's not looking at a
invisible.
game
I'm
log.
not looking at game-by-game breakdown. I'm looking at his final production.
What did he do in the playoffs? Nothing. December.
Cakes wants to
Absolutely
bring back all the 40-year-olds on the team.
Maybe Dante
He's got
Fowler.
he's got 10s on all the oldest
I've been accused
guys.
of being an ageist. I gave
Yeah.
Zach Ertz a 9. I
Yeah.
gave
You got
Wagner
Wagner
an
at
8,
ni-
and I gave Fowler a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Hold on, Fowler in the playoffs.
You guys think that the
Hold up, Cakes. Fowler in the playoffs. They played 3 games.
Yeah.
Here's what he gave you: 5 tackles,
Mhm.
and that's it.
If you guys have,
I don't think they barely put him out there.
If
He
all
was
of
such
you
a
guys,
He only
liability.
played
including Drab,
52%.
if you have,
Yeah.
if you have a guy who's capable of 11 sacks in your back pocket that I don't know about, I'd like to know who that is.
He played 52% of the snaps in the playoffs, and he's a 10 out of 10 re-sign for you?
10 out of 10 because he can.
I need a new GM.
He can sack the quarterback 12 times, and I don't know that many other people on this roster that can do that.
Well, no, they're maybe not on the roster now, but the
Well-
roster is going to look different in August.
All right, I value guys who can get to the quarterback and disrupt offenses.
All right, I
I don't
disagree
know.
with them.
I'm weird that way.
All right, so they also had a guy in Cleveland Farrell who had 3.5 sacks.
He's a 0.
He's
Literally a 0.
No, I think
I mean,
he's a
he
good
might be
depth
a
guy.
negative.
I think he's a good depth guy.
Like, do you
I
remember?
actually like him
do you
as a
remember
depth
here-
guy.
Do you
He's
remember?
a 5.
Do you remember him making
He's
one
a 5.
play? Do you remember one play that Cleveland Farrell jumped out?
I mean, nothing
I don't.
spectacular.
I don't remember one.
I just think he's.
I don't remember. I look at my TV saying, "Wow, that Cleveland Farrell, he jumped off the TV screen."
He
at me."
didn't. No, but he's a depth guy.
He's a
Wasn't
nice
he,
guy.
Wasn't he a top 4 pick?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
he's overdrafted by the Raiders.
Yeah.
He's a 0.
No, he's a 5. He's a 5.
We have wildly divergent opinions of these free agents.
By the way, you know who
Farrell's
else?
sacks, though. I mean, his statistics
Yeah.
in the postseason very much like Dante Fowler.
That's fine, but he didn't have them in the regular season either. From what I can
You know
recall.
who else allegedly that they definitely want to bring back if they can, and you're going to be infuriated?
A kicker?
No.
You can mention a kicker?
I mean, I don't know about what they want to do with kicker,
Okay.
but supposedly they definitely want to bring back John Bates.
That's fine.
Was he a special teamer?
As a blocker.
Well, no, that's what he
Blocker.
does.
I
Yeah.
want John Bates to block with his jersey pulled down like this.
Why? So they can't.
So they can't throw him the ball. This
Why?
is what I
He
want
generally
John Bates to
catches
do.
it.
Go put your hands on a guy and block him, but never put your hands like this to
Why?
catch a ball.
He catches it.
All right, Jason,
He's-
what did you give
That's
Farrell?
not what he's out there for.
Farrell,
I gave him a 2.
I'll give him a 4.
A 4. All right, last one, and then we can talk receivers.
Yeah.
Marcus Mariota. I think it's a 7 or 8. I'm gonna go. I'll go 7 because he played in 3 games. He won the last game for him. I know it was meaningless against the Cowboys. And yes, Jaden managed to get through the season.
Off each other. They feed off each other well.
I feel like he's important.
I'll give him a 6. Slightly below your number, but I mean, having a good backup quarterback is important.
I'd say 7.
Man, he's a backup quarterback.
He is, but he's a mentor.
You give him a 7. I don't want any 0.5.
You guys are giving punters 10s. What are we even talking about here?
Well, because the
Why?
punter,
Yeah, the best punter in
the
the league.
punter
You
is
lose
all-
the best punter in the league.
the
That
punter
hurts.
is going to play every game.
Okay, well, if Jaden Daniels snaps his leg like a twig, so is Marcus Mariota.
Well, then the season's over.
Well, yeah, most likely.
I'll give him a 5.
All right, you give him a 5.
Actually, you know what? I'll give him a 7 because he played in the system and he's comfortable with that.
Well, he
But
clearly
he's not a must-have.
I mean, Jaden clearly looks up to him, and he's passing his knowledge. I think it's important.
Coming up in 3 minutes, we will give you that key word
That's right.
for the buckets and bets promo.
Yeah, so
All
keep
right.
listening.
Let's tackle wide receiver.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go through each of them and grade them. You have Diami, you have Oz, you have Noah Brown, and Jamison Crowder. You get to keep one.
Diami.
1 out of the 4.
EB's keeping Diami.
I second that. I keep Diami Brown out of those 4. And I don't even consider Jamison Crowder.
Crowder made plays.
don't
I
even
might
think
keep
about
Crowder
Crowder
because
makes plays.
he's your special teamer.
He's versatile.
You can find punt
He's kind of
returners.
quick and
Punt
shifty.
returners, dime a dozen.
Yeah, but he's like he's one of the better ones that we've had.
And I did like Noah Brown. It's like almost forgot about him.
Yeah.
I'll go Diami. He's a little bit younger and faster, but either one of the Browns.
But I'm not paying Diami Brown crazy money. Like
No.
$5.5 million per year. That's Diami Brown's neighborhood, which is great money, but it's kind of like Pauperville for NFL wideouts. But that's about where he's at.
If you had to bet, so they have 28 free agents.
Mhm.
Now, some of them are nubs.
Mm-hmm.
How many do you think they will retain?
Like 15.
Yeah, at least a dozen.
I'd say
minimum.
I'm going to go under 15.
I'll go under as well
12,
because
12 to 14.
just remember
Sounds like a good number.
Just remember how much turnover they had last year.
Right. They're going
All right.
to churn.
Now
through the
they were
roster.
just getting
Here, I'm
gutting
going to
the
say right
gutting
now,
the team.
they don't even have to have meetings about these
Right,
guys.
like on
All right, like KJ Osborne gone, Michael Davis gone,
St. Juice?
Michael Dieter gone, St. Juice gone.
Yeah.
Driscoll gone.
Driscoll's meaningless.
Noah I.
He actually.
St. Juice
Yeah.
gone.
I think he played a lot. I think he made
I think
plays.
they might keep him.
Yeah, I like him.
Derek Forrest.
I don't even really understand.
Ron guy. Bye.
Zane Gonzalez.
I think Kaz Allen gone.
Oh,
I don't even know how to say this guy's name. Haggai Chisholm Baduzzi gone. I don't even know how to say the guy's name, Cakes.
Got to give him a nickname.
Derek Forrest, unfortunately, gone.
By the way, let's recap.
Kel Walker, gone.
For me, the most important guys to re-sign were Bobby Wagner and Dante Fowler Jr.
Yeah.
I gave those 8s. For Bish Bucks, the most important guy to re-sign,
Tress.
Way.
Yes.
For Cakes, the most important guy to sign, Dante Fowler, but he also has Zach Ertz as a 9. And then for EB, he's got Zach Ertz as a 9, but Tressway is a 10.
Tressway just killing it with half the room.
just give up the best punter. We need the best punter. He's a key ingredient.
I don't put.
We punt a lot.
Not really.
Not
they
last
had
year, they
games
didn't.
without punting.
They punted
This-
a lot with Tressway before Jaden Daniels showed up.
But when he's
True.
out there, he's going to pin you inside the 15.
I consider him like he's already signed, sealed, and delivered. He likes it here. He's a lifer. He's not going anywhere.
You think you're going to get a hometown discount?
I feel like he might just say, you know what? I like to be here. I like the team.
He wants
I love
to get
Dan
paid.
Quinn. He'll get paid. He'll get the best of both worlds. He's going to be here. I sweat.
He
I
wants
sweat
to
him
beach
resigning,
house
not
too,
one
Cakes.
bit.
What if he wants his number back? He gave up his number.
Sure, he cares about his number. You kidding me?
What did he make last year? He made three and a half million ish, something
Good
like
deal.
that.
I'm
Good
with
for
you though,
him.
Cakes. So he went from 73 punts to 50.
Right. Yeah. He's devalued.
Not even
Jaden
punting 3
Daniels
times a game.
devalued Tressway. I love Tressway, but
All
he's
right.
not as important as he was 2 or 3 seasons ago.